What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Do you even know what you're talking about?
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All Man United fans live in the past.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to We Are Soccer. Thank you for joining us. We very much appreciate it. Thank you from wherever you are in the world. We know there's lots of soccer to talk about, and we'd love to talk to you about it. Jump on in the comments. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about. Let us know your thoughts on the topics we've got here. Lots and lots to get to. First off, before we talk about the actual soccer topics, I want to say a big congratulations to one of our friends, Aaron Bird, at Next Level Training. I want to put a picture up here. Aaron Bird this week was inducted into the University of Detroit Mercy Sports Hall of Fame. Aaron and Next Level Training, the boys here, as you can see, they clean up nicely, don't they? Big congratulations to Aaron and the Next Level Training. This is a big honor for Aaron. Congrats, Aaron. Thank you again for all the support at We Are Soccer. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to everybody who's helped us along the way. Soccer World, thank you very much. Listen, if you're in the need for soccer gear, you're in the Metro Detroit area, they've got 3 wonderful locations. Visit them. And if you're not in the Metro Detroit area, soccerworld.net is where you can find them for all your soccer gear needs. And thank you again to one of our new friends, superfanpacks.com. Check them out for sports cards, sports memorabilia, and all of that good stuff. Occasionally we open sports cards here and we like to talk about them. All right, guys. Listen, we got lots to talk about. Europa League, Champions League, EPL, red cards, not red cards. Bayern Munich losing in Bundesliga. Results this past week and results from this past week have been bizarre, crazy, fun. I want to delve in. I want to talk about the Barcelona-Man United game in the Europa League. That garnered like several hundred million views across the world, and what a game. Lucky for us, we got a replay coming up this week back at Old Trafford. But before we jump in and talk about that, why don't we introduce you to the boys at the kids' table? Nate, Brooks, boys, how are we doing today?
Oh, outside of my depressing 7 a.m. morning, doing quite well, considering the results of this weekend with many things. But before I get to that, as always, the man off to the left of me, he's more exciting than a Stuttgart win during Carnival. We'll get into that later. He's more prettier than the Derby Star ball that I have in front of me.
Very cool, by the way.
He defends better than a defensive midfielder from Austria in a United game, who always clean tackles. He's the one, the only. Ladies, he's single, always looking to mingle. Brooks Lambier Junior. There's always two.
Always two.
Brooks.
Thank you.
Brooks, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. As we, yesterday, a long day of scouting, go to the Michigan Wolves College Combine, watching the older 17s and 19s, so that was good.
Yeah, that was fun. There was some good talents out there, huh?
There was. I know Craig showed up for a little bit of that. But yeah, no, good Saturday, and it was good Friday, and worked out today, and got some stuff done around the house, and ready to talk some soccer tonight. So let's do it.
You guys missed also what was the most important day of this week. Craig, you know holiday it was this week, right?
Nope. What was it?
Craig, come on.
What did I miss? Oh my gosh.
Valentine's Day, Craig.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about that.
No,
My
it's
wife
okay,
is not
buddy.
very happy with me on Valentine's Day.
That's all right, but you know what?
I've
noticed there's a lot of anger sometimes in your heart, a lot of hatred, and that stuff that bottled up. It's not good, it can leak out, and it's not good things. So in honor of Valentine's Day, Craig, I got with Brooks, and we worked out a couple poems we want to read to you. A couple things that will hopefully warm that heart of yours and make you love once again, make you passionate for certain things.
I don't know if I like where this is going.
Oh, you love it. You're going to love it.
Let's see.
You're going to love it. And when we're done with this, you're going to be like, guys, I've turned a new leaf, and quite frankly, I'm in love with a certain thing right now. You ready, buddy?
All right, go ahead. Name the poet.
Ladies and gentlemen, 6 romantic poems that we will read to Craig to warm his icy heart. 6. They're short.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1. Roses are red, and United is too. United loves you, Craig. Won't you love them too?
Yes, second one. Craig. United will love you for a lifetime, not only a day. United will love you for who you are, even when the mean things you say, Craig.
Number 3. There's just no particular order, but
okay.
Number 3. Please take United's hand, walk with United. It will show you the way and let you see how love and happiness will make you feel and make football feel so unreal.
Of all the things that Sir Alex has said, of all the tears Ronaldo has ever shed, of all the things United did to you, I want you to know that United still loves you.
That was a pretty funny one. That was a good one. All right.
United's love will fill Craig's heart right from the start. United's love for you, Craig, grows stronger by the day.
And the last one. The sun can burn your skin. The beams blast from afar. But the sun is no match to United's love that can heal Craig's frozen heart.
United loves you, Craig. Maybe it's time that you love it back. Just a little bit.
United can keep loving me, but no. So
Oh, Craig, come on!
my heart does not belong to you.
Oh.
My heart belongs to Aston Villa Football Club.
But it's just, I'm not saying to...
And it
just,
was ripped out this past weekend.
Just a little bit. I'm not saying commit all the way. I'm just saying, like, let's open up a little bit.
If you could somehow get United fans and supporters to understand that not everything is against them, and the most supporters in the world believe that everything goes for them, just a little bit of understanding for United supporters, it might help. Might help the hatred that a lot of people have towards your club. Just saying.
Man, I would do that as soon as you can get English national team fans to do the same. And when you realize how impossible of a task that is, then you realize what I'm up against.
This is true. This is absolutely true. No, I will never love United, but you guys can keep trying. Again, first love, always, forever will be Aston Villa Football Club. Then my wife and kids and all that good stuff. Yeah, they're on the list, just so you know, the wife and kids. But Aston Villa Football Club, number 1, as always. All right, boys. Speaking of Man United, and no, not today's game where they clobbered the hell out of Leicester City with some controversy.
You're the only one with controversy.
Yeah, there was some on the Facebook group.
2 people.
I want to go back. I want to go back a couple of days ago where they played at the Nou Camp against Barcelona. That game was highly entertaining. I mean, I think I saw a report that 147 million people worldwide watched that game, whereas like 15 or 17 million watched the Champions League games. Most people tuned into the Barcelona Man United game. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. No offense to Munich, PSG, because that's who they're comparing. Munich, PSG, Chelsea, and Dortmund.
Yeah.
No offense to them, but sorry, they're not like the 4 most popular clubs in the world. Despite United being out of the Champions League, despite Barcelona being out of the Champions League, it still doesn't take away their global high popularity that they have with both clubs. So I'm not really surprised in that at all. But it was a great match, and it's nice that I think these Europa matches, all of them, I know we're not talking much about Union and Ajax. It was a 0-0 draw. But
we'll talk about the results. Sure,
I mean,
that
was a great match, too. You got the Europa's really kind of come around to having some decent or good teams playing in there. and some highly entertaining matches. I mean, Arsenal's still in there, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, so listen, we all know that the top 4 in the EPL finish at 1, 2, 3, 4. They go through to Champions League. 5, 6, 7 go through to Europa League. So, yeah, there is good teams down there, but normally a lot of these teams, the Arsenal, the Man United, they finish 1, 2, 3, 4, so they're in the Champions League. But this year, there's been several of we'll call them bigger clubs from around the world drop into the Europa League. I do want to read off some of those results. So Ajax and Union Berlin played to a 0-0 draw. Salzburg, FC Salzburg and AS Roma, 1-0 Salzburg. Shakhtar Donetsk, 2. Stade Rennais out of the
French
League. 2-1. Bayer Leverkusen 2, AS Monaco 3. A bit of an upset there, in my opinion. Nantes and Juventus tied 1-1. I would have expected Juventus to go through and win that game. Sevilla and PSV Eindhoven 3-0. Sevilla. Sporting CP 1 and Midtjylland 1-1 draw there. Some good games, but the pick of the bunch was obviously that Barcelona Man United game. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, and if the game hadn't have ended, I thought there was more goals coming. There was absolutely more goals coming. Yeah. Will both teams be that open come this week when they play at Old Trafford? I don't think so. I think they're both going to go, wait a minute. Going forward, we've got this. Defensively, it was terrible. We got to lock down here. So I don't think there'll be quite that many goals, but it was end-to-end stuff. It was almost like a basketball game. For me, I got to be honest, probably the most entertaining game I've watched since the World Cup final. Just players going at it, back and forth. Man United without several stars. Again,
I think part 2 is going to be just like part 1.
Think so?
I disagree. I think they're both going to go at each other because I think they have to. You know what I mean? There's no home and away goals. You know, it's off, so it's it's essentially 0-0 going into the game. I think both teams are going to absolutely go at each other. That's
we can only hope that that's what happens. Just kind of looking ahead here, that game is on Thursday, the 23rd, 3 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff for them there. Man, clear your calendars. Clear your calendars.
The Union Ajax game, and just as a fan right now, Union hoping for all the good things in the world happening to them.
We'll take a look at the what you're really talking about is the Bundesliga table.
I mean,
take a look at that in a minute.
You got to give it to this club because if you're one of those that aren't about big money, big money in the game, big money football, and all that stuff, they essentially were. 2 years ago they were not in top division ever, and this 2 years ago they basically were in League 2. They worked their way up, and this is their first stint at upper end German league, and they're doing great. So that draw, that 0-0 draw, actually works a ton in their favor because their Ajax is walking into a hornet's nest at Union Berlin, and I'd highly recommend anyone just to turn on their TV for a second to see how that packed, dense 20,000 person stadium is going to be absolutely rocking during that game. Those away fans showed up to Ajax, and it looked like they set fire to the away section.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Now take that, put it in their home. It's going to be unreal.
German fans are just something different, right? They're a different breed. And I'll give you the example. I'll give you the example from the Champions League game, Dortmund versus Chelsea.
Yep.
Chelsea go there. Chelsea's owner Todd Boehly was there, and what was he doing? Taking pictures of the Dortmund fans, the stands filled with the big tifos and big, signs and banners. Unbelievable. It was that much of an atmosphere that even the Chelsea owner was taking pictures of it.
Frankfurt has to Napoli has to travel to Frankfurt next week. I think Frankfurt's hosting that first game in the Champions League, and I don't think they're going to, it'll be a big hill for them to climb because I think Napoli's pretty decent. But according to what I heard, I've never been to the stadium, but the actual German press hates reporting out of Frankfurt. And I think I've mentioned this before because the stadium is so loud. It's the loudest stadium in Germany, even louder than Dortmund. They say the press box is shaking from the fans. That's how loud it is.
Even worse than Sparta Prague. Sparta Prague gets pretty darn with the flares and like super ultras there.
So I've done this several times over the years, trying to explain what it's like to be in the stands for some of these games to the average American fan who's never traveled. And I mean, it's impossible to explain it properly to an American fan who's like, oh man, I was at the Stanley Cup Finals, or I've been to the World Series of the NBA. Like, listen, man, these games like German soccer and even some of the English soccer, it's like unlike anything else.
I've boiled it down to something, and this is, at least for me, when I walked in and I saw Stuttgart versus Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe is about 40 minutes away from Stuttgart. They're part of the same Baden-Württemberg state. They're on the other end, the Baden side, I believe, if my brain's working right. It's basically Michigan versus Michigan State. The difference was because they've been separated by Second League and First League, they haven't played in years. It's a the stadium turned into basically a living organism, is the best way to put it, because everyone in unison was moving, chanting, and you could feel it within your body. Wow. It's like you were entered part of a living organism, like part of a cell that was just somehow moving and alive together. Wow. That's the best way I could actually honestly put it in my head. And that's even what I thought in when I'm sitting there. I'm just like, we're all somehow connected, moving and singing at the same time, and I could actually feel the noise within my body.
It really is unlike anything else in the world when you're in one of those stadiums listening. And a lot of these teams have to go travel there. For the Europa or the Champions League. Why don't we just quickly go over the Champions League that's happened, the Champions League results that happened this week. Tuesday, Tottenham lost 1-0 to AC Milan. Tottenham just couldn't get it going, but did pick up a win this weekend over West Ham. We'll get to that in a little bit. PSG, Mbappe did come on late in the game. They lose 1-0 to Bayern Munich I was really looking forward to that game. It just didn't live up to the potential for me. But maybe, Nate, I'd love your view on this. Maybe because I was just so enthralled with the Barca Man United game. That's kind of the game I was expecting from PSG and Bayern Munich, but it just didn't happen. I didn't get it.
So I think I'm going to throw this out there. I think it's a bit of a different animal, because if you crash out of the Europa, all right, fine. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it'd be nice, but I think Barca and both United, their main goal is to make sure they're top four, in that Champions League spot, not back in the Europa next year. So if they crash out of the Europa, okay, we don't have to play Thursdays anymore. Kind of sucks. We don't want to, but you're kind of playing a little bit freer. Yep. Where Munich and PSG are like, no, I want to win. So they're going to hold back that first game a little bit and be a little bit more reserved. It's just, it's what happens in the Champions League.
So what happens in the reverse picture where PSG...
Where Neymar's not playing?
Yeah, Neymar now with a horrible... Did you see the picture of his injury? Yep. Of that ankle... They're calling it a sprain at the moment.
And I believe Mbappé's still banged up.
Mbappé still got his...
banged up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Messi scored a great 95th minute winner today, but he still is... he's 35 and still has a little knock there. So they are... we fully expect... I think you're on the same page with me here. Probably Bayern will run out 2-0 winners against PSG and just walk away.
They're going to straight go at them with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah.
They're going to want to score early and take absolute pressure, and they just have PSG chasing the whole time.
Yeah. And listen, I know we all everybody in our group, everybody I've ever talked to, Neymar, whatever. But if you listen to fellow professionals who play against him, they say he is one of the hardest players to play against. He holds the ball well. He dances on it. He creates space. He does really good things. If the professionals who are playing against him are saying he's one of the best ever, you got to take it. So him being out is a huge loss for PSG. We will get in a couple of minutes that the rumor on him in the summer and the meeting that took place this week. But that is a huge loss. And I agree, Nate. I think Bayern will come out and say, we're going to go at this. And after they score their first goal, be like, we're up 2-0 in the tie. Maybe we'll put another goal in. We'll just sit back and kind of relax.
Yep.
But Bayern managed to get beaten this weekend 2-1. Didn't see that coming. I don't know if you did. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you call that?
Oh, yeah. Last 6 times Gladbach has played. See, everyone goes, oh, Munich, yeah, they're unstoppable. The farm league, they never. No, the league's not like that. The last 6 times Gladbach has played Munich, they've won.
Gladbach just seem to be this thorn in the side of Bayern Munich.
This is
and
the same Gladbach team that last year in the Pokal beat them 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely saw Munich going in and slipping up and getting beat, either dropping points somehow to Gladbach. What I didn't see is Union not winning and kind of
Union. I don't want to say shit in the bed, but Union not taking advantage of that.
You had the chance to go first against. You're playing Schalke. They're at the bottom of the table. You have the chance to go first. You gotta take it. And that's some of the problems with this league. It's not so much that Munich is so good sometimes, is that these teams have a chance to jump, and then they fail. They slip up. Yeah. And it's more them shooting themselves in their own foot. Union was at home. Union was playing Schalke at home. You know that. Yeah, it's fine that they got a draw. It's okay, great. They're tied on points. But they needed a win. They would have went 2 points ahead, and they just kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that they didn't, because they had to be in sole possession of first place now if they did in the Bundesliga. But unfortunately, there's a 3-way tie at the top, which we'll show you shortly here. Let's get back to the rest of the scores here. So Borussia Dortmund did beat Chelsea 1-0 at Borussia Dortmund. Chelsea.
What a talent Adi Meni is. That kid. That kid is going to be.
He scored again today.
Real.
He scored again today.
That back heel. He is fantastic. The fact that he took it 80 yards past everyone in Chelsea.
Like Enzo wasn't even there.
He was just standing there.
$125 million pounds for him, and he just stood there like he was nothing.
So when do you think Chelsea's going to get fired? What's going to happen first? Chelsea winning a game or Potter getting fired?
I know, my word. Chelsea again losing to Southampton, bottom of the table.
Yeah.
James Ward-Prowse doing what James Ward-Prowse does, scoring free kicks, beating Chelsea 1-0. I got to be honest. I got to look at the rest of the Chelsea schedule here. I want to see the next couple of games with Chelsea got to play, but it could be a while before they win because they are just out of sorts. I said it last week. I really expected them to start putting it together. I thought this would be the week they start putting it together a little bit. They didn't.
I thought they looked really good at the end of that Dortmund game. I was surprised. I was even going, you know what, Dortmund won. But I think they're going to lose. They're going to drop it the second leg here, and they still might, but because.
But then all of a sudden to go from that to come to playing Southampton and losing, I mean,
there's something wrong there.
This
is what I said. You can't just start throwing money at the issue and bringing in whoever and have a disjointed, unattached locker room and expect to have results. I'm sorry, I don't give a crap who you buy.
Right.
You can't have guys that were starters at the beginning of the year now sitting there doing nothing because you decided to go splash cash and they're still sitting there doing nothing. You're going to cause a toxic environment.
Do you know what else you can't do?
Lose to Southampton,
and then come out afterwards as a manager and say, "Yeah, this wasn't my fault. This situation is not my fault."
I don't think it is, though. I think he's right.
Well, Mr. Potter, I don't know if you know this, but you're being paid a lot of money to be the leader and the manager of this club, and a little bit of it is your fault because you may not have had a huge hand in who you bought and the prices you paid for them, but you pick the tactics, you pick the players, you have a lot of players to pick from.
Are you sure he picks the players?
I mean,
are you sure?
Because are you calling him a puppet?
I'm going to say it's very hard for any manager to bench a $135 million player. Now, I'm not saying that Enzo Fernandez is the problem, that's just using that as an excuse. You go out and splash the cash for some of these high-end players. Management wants to see those high-end players playing. Not your old players, the new ones. And so that's where I got a question is Kai Havertz being benched for somebody else because he's not good enough, which is weird because he was playing fine before, or is it because the ownership bought some new toys and they want to see it out there and be damned if you put him on the bench?
You're absolutely not wrong. That is a theory.
And that shit happens all the time.
Oh, absolutely it does.
It's not a theory.
With this particular situation, I will say that at least Potter's had the guts to pull off Mudryk. when he's been playing, and you tell he hasn't been playing right. He hasn't been playing well, so he pulls him off. He subs him out. And the look that he gives him as he gets pulled out is pretty funny to look at, to watch. But Potter's in trouble here.
Yeah.
Graham Potter is in serious trouble. He signed a 5-year contract.
I said 2 weeks ago, last week, and I said he's gonna be sacked. He's gonna be the scapegoat.
Oh, absolutely. And there's not very many people who can step into this job and do it well with this amount of money on the bench in the players that are just a muddle of players.
Yeah.
One man can do it.
Are you going to say Jose?
Bring him back, baby.
Bring him back for a third time.
Bring him back.
New ownership. New ownership.
So,
You know what I mean? Jesse Marsh can't figure this out?
ooh, yeah. Maybe a little bit above his level.
I think the best career decision that ever happened for Jesse Marsh was Southampton going, yeah, we're not gonna do this
Because I want to do a long-term contract.
and just so everybody's aware, Jesse Marsh, as of last week, was up for the job at Southampton. They were talking, they were in discussions, but Southampton then pulled out of the discussion because Jesse Marsh wanted a long-term contract. And I do not blame him. If you're going to step into a managerial role, you do not want a 6-month or 12-month contract. You want that 18, 24, 36, 4-year contract because that's what you're being asked to do as a leader, step in and sign a long-term. Southampton didn't want to give it to him.
I think he's the smartest man in football because I still think he's being paid by Leipzig. I still think he's getting paid by Leeds. And so that could be like a third team he's just getting paid for.
Possibly.
Jose Mourinho.
I will say he is following in Jose Mourinho, Steve Bruce, and who's the man? Oh, Pochettino. Pochettino has earned. He was being paid a ton of money to leave Spurs after signing that huge contract. So
yes,
he's learning from the best of them. Let's put it that way. As far as the Chelsea job goes, I mean, Jose Mourinho would be a great guest because he's been there. He knows the landscape. He knows some of the players.
It's gonna be
and he's actually having a bit of a tough time right now in Roma where he's at. This past week, I believe Roma, did they lose? What was their?
They're not high up on the table.
They're not doing as well as they did last year. We'd have to look up, but he's not having the greatest time there. He's been there a year and a half now, so probably with another 6 months he could be gone. He was want to leave, and we all know he loves London.
Yes,
He's a big Chelsea fan. So
speaking of who's having a good time, Michael Tyson chimed in with Chelsea losing makes me happy.
Well, yes, Michael Tyson, you Liverpool fan.
Yes.
It may
just happy
take some of the
because
pressure off you
battle
guys.
for 10th place.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I'm just happy because it's like I foresaw this happening. You know, I'm like, you can't just do what you're doing here.
Right. We all predicted. You know what the funny thing is? Nate, Brooks, and myself, as soon as Graham Potter was hired, called this. And everybody blasted us. Well, you guys talking about? What are you talking about? This is before they went out and spent £300 million on players. We said, listen, you hired an average, actually a less than average manager.
Yes.
And you're expecting the world. It's not going to happen. I think, what was it today? Today is Sunday the 19th. I would predict in the next 4 weeks he's gone. He's out. He's gone. He will be fired because Todd Bowley, the owner, does want results, and he wants them now because he's put a lot of money into this.
I think
club.
his saving grace will be if they somehow beat Dortmund at their home. I think
which could happen. Actually, they could put it together.
Honestly,
like you said,
that second half, Dortmund was lucky to get out. I mean, objectively speaking, I thought they were hanging on like Jack from Titanic onto that door before that woman let him die.
Oh my gosh!
But they were Dortmund was hanging on for dear life. Malin's back. Adeyemi did go out of that game. Who knows? It's 2 weeks away. Maybe he's back.
Yeah.
I don't. And Tarzik, the Dortmund coach, is not a good coach. I'm sorry, even though they're doing well, I don't think he's not a tactician where he's gonna map up some grand plan that he can do at halftime.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. You know what I mean? We'll see. But if they can get past Dortmund in the Champions League, I think he'll buy some time.
Yeah. One of the things I want to talk about that happened this week was a secret owners meeting between the PSG owner and Todd Bowley, the Chelsea owner.
Secret meeting.
They met secretly to discuss the transfer of Neymar from PSG.
I've heard Neymar to Liverpool. I've heard that one too.
Oh, that's one I've not heard, but I've definitely heard that.
You really think Neymar's going to go to Liverpool or Chelsea, who are not going to be in the Champions League this year?
Well, that's part of the issue, right? He's not going to Liverpool.
Where's he going to play in Man United and City?
I think if anywhere he's going to go, he might go to Madrid or something like that.
Play with Mbappe?
Or stay at PSG.
Hold on. Hold tight on that. One, Liverpool I don't think are in the running because they won't pay the extravagant fee for him, and two, they won't be in Champions League.
And they just bought Gapco, which essentially plays that same position.
Exactly.
Yes.
Neymar doesn't fit the Klopp mold.
He's not going to press the ball.
Yeah, and Gapco's been doing well.
Forget that.
Gapco's
come around.
He's come to grips with the Premiership, and he scored 2
around.
goals in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
The Chelsea link makes sense because Todd Bowley wants new toys to play with. He wanted Cristiano Ronaldo. Remember this? And that's why Tuchel and him got into a big argument, and Tuchel was fired. He likes new toys. He likes expensive things. He likes popular things. Neymar to Chelsea makes sense. Neymar to Real Madrid does not make sense because don't forget that Neymar used to play for Real Madrid's rivals, Barcelona.
You think he cares about that?
I think he'd prefer to go back to Barcelona. I don't think he'll go to Real Madrid because that doesn't make sense, especially when Real Madrid, as we talked about before the show, are going to put all their money into Bellingham and possibly Mbappe because that's who they're going to try and make a run at.
Depends on who United's new owners are.
And that's what I want to get to next. That's what I want to get to next.
Phony money, baby.
Oh my god.
So, let's talk real funny money. Okay, Chelsea were just purchased for £4.5 billion. Billion. 2.5 is in a trust fund. The other 2 went back to Abramovich, who then I believe donated it to the Ukrainian war fund or whatever.
I thought it was all taken from him by the United States.
Anyway. So the Glazers, the United owners, have actually put a valuation of Man United out there that they think they are worth £6 billion. Wow. They on Friday closed the bidding. They received several bids. A Qatari sheik, Jim Ratcliffe, who is the CEO of Ineos, which is a chemical company in England, in Great Britain, and he is a lifelong Man United fan.
Is there another American that wants to buy?
There is an American company that came in at the late last minute, and that's what we'll talk about in 2 seconds. Bruce. Good call.
Yeah.
But there's a Saudi Arabian and a Qatari, both sheiks, oil money. So
state-funded money.
State-funded money, yes.
Basically.
State-funded money. Yeah. I mean, money, they've got money growing out of money, and it doesn't...
They get kickbacks from the state and funnel it through their group back in.
They got so much money, they're cleaning their money with their money.
Yeah.
It is absolutely ridiculous. So there are several groups here who could purchase, who have put in. Now the Glazers have to decide. The last bid that came in almost at 10 o'clock, which was the deadline on Friday, was from an American group here. They don't actually want to purchase 100% of the club. They want to purchase part of the club, but help fund it, leaving the Glazers in charge. This, for me, as a non-Man United fan, is awesome. Leave the Glazers in charge. They will spend that money wisely. The Sheik money, the state-funded money, or even Jim Ratcliffe money, who's a Man United fan, that makes more sense for Man United fans to actually want because that means the Glazers are out. The Glazers have taken so much money from this club over the last X years that they've owned it. It is ridiculous. They are still in debt, by the way. They still make payments back to the bank where they loaned this money from to buy the club. They are taking money out of Man United. They need to fix Old Trafford. They haven't done that. They need to fix the training ground. They haven't done that. They have spent money on players. We've gone over this before. They've spent the exact same amount of money as their rivals Manchester City. They just haven't spent it wisely because the Glazers do not know how to invest money. So leave them in charge because it will ultimately keep killing the club.
So
Nate,
I'm going to disagree with that.
Go ahead, please.
I think the Glazers I don't think they're killing the club. I don't think they're managing it right. And I do think they do bad things like pulling out the money.
Yeah.
They don't put investments in. The Glazers were in charge when Alex Ferguson was there. The Glazers were in charge when, they had a good
they took over towards
It's
the
just
end of the
different
career.
times
Correct.
because everyone else has money
But-
now.
One, the game's changed.
Yeah.
Two, there's new players. Three, like you said, it's different with
Yeah.
dumping in.
Yeah.
I think Tag, who they hired, is a great manager, and I think he's got things kind of going right. I think the new football manager that they have in the background is doing things correct, and
Yep.
they just missed and struck out with things before. Now, I will say this, and I said this, I've always said this when this subject comes up. I don't think they're going to sell.
You don't think they're going to sell at all?
No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
I think this is all to motivate this other group and put it in. So, so my feeling is twofold. Either A, they're going to sell for silly chic money, right? And that's why I kind of laugh at everyone's like, "Oh, Jim Brown, we want him." This, I'm like, it's not going to. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Either it's going to go
Maybe
silly,
30 years ago would have
yes.
been.
So it's either going to go silly Qatari money, or the Glazers are going to still be in charge. Period.
Not
It's
to cut you off,
Airbnb.
but the Jim Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who is the CEO of Ineos, the rumor is behind him. One, yes, he's a longtime Man United fan, but rumor is he's put in this bid just to up the level of his company. It's a marketing ploy.
Oh, sure.
He wants everybody to know who he is
Yeah.
and know who his company is. It's a marketing ploy. He has no real interest in purchasing the club, although he's a fan. But you're right, Nate. I am on board 100% with you that this is the Glazers do not want to sell.
The Qatari Sheik is apparently a huge United fan and wants it as well. And
Apparently he is.
Apparently,
he is. And Qatar has interest in.
We need a rule that says these sheiks can't buy these clubs.
Good luck with that. Germany has
It's-
one, and everyone criticizes that league. So
It's really like it's awful. Like it's just like all of them are gonna own them, and then it's absurd. Like there's
and everyone looks at me.
everyone has all these players that like this is my argument. Craig and I were talking before the show about agents, like they don't do justice for their players, and players are stupid. Like I want to go play for the best team. Like I know you're a Grealish fan, Craig, and Ashton Villa, but like he is just throwing his career away by not wanting to go start. He is a starting caliber 11 player for any other Premier League team, and you want to go play the bench. You want to go sit the bench and not play all the
I
time.
agree with Brooks on this one.
Like
No.
there are so many
That's a
players
whole debate we
these
can get into
days that throw away their career that are top level players that can make a difference at a club, and they want to go play for the big boys because they're going to get paid a crap ton of money just to ride the bench and play every once in a while and wait out their career. Like it kills the competition. And that's why with all these clubs, while we own, the Super League stuff is like, oh, to be a Super League, yeah, sure, because it's all the 10 to 12 clubs or whatever, or how many ever dang clubs they want that throw the money and hog the players. That kills the level of competition around everything. But that's, I think, why we all root for the small clubs. Like Will Dyer would say, up to Fulham, Silva deserves to be manager of the year. We all root for the Fulhams of the world, and we all root for the Leeds and the Leicester Cities and the Atletico Madrid. We all root for those teams in Europa and Champions League and their leagues because we're sick and tired of all these teams hogging these players. It's absurd. They need caps, but they're never going to do it, and it's awful. Like, this is why it's hard for me to watch European soccer sometimes, because it's just like all these players go to one place, and that's why I like watching the Bundesliga, because everyone, it's like we know Bayern Munich has a lot of the money and they buy players, okay, but at least there's some parity, just like MLS, where I get there's upsets. There was upsets this past weekend in EPL. It's just absurd that Chelsea can do all this stuff and just keep buying players. It's so stupid.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a retort on that one.
You get the parity in the Polko, though.
You do.
You get the parity in the Polko.
Sure.
All right. In the Polko.
So, listen, stop thinking of these as teams and clubs. Think of them as a business, right? Why shouldn't someone be able to go in and buy this business, buy a Man United, buy whatever? Let's say they go in and buy, someone went in and bought Bournemouth a couple months ago, right? So part American owner, it's the American owner consortium, and a lot of other, there's a group, right? Why should we limit them if they want to put 400 million pounds of their own money into buying players, why should we limit that? If they want to waste their money. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to go with a better example here. Okay, Todd Bowley has spent close to £5 billion to buy Chelsea.
I also think owners should take a test to feel like if they're actual soccer knowledge. I think they should.
No.
Yes.
Todd Bowley spent £5 billion to buy Chelsea. He now owns that business. That club owns the ground and everything. Why should we say, listen, you're not allowed to spend more money on players? If he wants to go buy Jack Grealish for £1 billion, let him. It's his money. If he wants to go buy you for £1 billion, let him ruin his own company. Let him ruin the club.
But the problem is he set a new bar. He set a new bar for player fees and everything, and then these players aren't worth what they're paid.
It's his money. He's going to end up losing money.
This is crazy how much players go for. They make so much money. These guys are killing the game.
Chelsea's not going to make money.
And people don't like MLS and Bundesliga for the caps, but they aren't going to kill the game.
I disagree.
I'm sorry, because agents want money and fees, and they want all this money. It's crazy.
Do you want me to get you to agree?
I'm not going to agree because this is a business, and if someone wants to ruin their own company, and if you tell me about the fans, I agree with the fans, and I know the Super League. Go for it.
Do you want me to get you to agree?
Go for it.
Okay. What are you doing to your national team?
Who? What do you mean?
England's.
What do you mean? What am I doing? What do you mean?
What are they doing to the national team? Where are their domestic players able to play and develop?
I agree.
Because it ain't in England.
Right.
You're not developing shit in England.
You're taking all the best international players.
What happens when Germany stops taking some of these guys?
Why would they stop taping some of the guys? Because they're not being developed from the ground
up. They're going after Americans and other markets.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, there's also a big push for them to develop certain talents.
Trust me,
and at what point do all the academy kids get pissed off in England that they can't come through the system?
Oh, you can't go through the system.
You Phil Foden was like he's like unique now. If you come from a big club, if you come from a smaller one in the championship, which they're doing, or a bottom toward like Southampton or wherever in the Premier League you do, but like, what's the point of going to as an academy player? Even like, what's the point of Man United and Chelsea and everyone else even having an academy if they're not going to even bring their kids or even try to develop and sell them?
I mean, I agree,
because they've just tossed it out the window.
Academies have been useless now for the past 10 years because no one's actually grooming their own players up. And using them, right?
Yeah.
If they're halfway decent, they're getting sold out.
Yeah.
I agree, but
it's just
listen, to put a cap on a team, put a cap on the league of what you can spend on players.
I'm not saying a cap, but you got to do something.
You have to do something.
If I want to ruin my own company, my own club, that's my fault.
But the problem is you ruin their own company and someone else with more money comes in and does it. It's
business,
it's not the company that you need to worry about ruining. Mm-hmm. You need to worry about what it's doing to the English national team.
Yeah, what's it doing to the country?
That's what you need to worry about.
And the problem is everyone's like, NBC Sports, the TV rights. I mean, all the Americans saw this. They're like, oh my God, like I can, and you're going to, listen, mark my words. I know you're not crazy about live streaming. It's going to be Apple or Amazon or someone with a lot of money, and they're going to pay an absurd amount for like the EPL rights in 2026, I think they're up from NBC Sports. Yep. I mean, Elon Musk has joked about buying Manchester United.
Well, yeah, but then that was a joke. He did come out the next day or a couple of hours later and said, listen, this is a joke. I have no desire to purchase the club. And he did not put a bid in.
But what's to stop like Bezos and Musk do it that are like, multi-billionaires and trillion, you know what I mean?
Essentially, that's what we have with these Arab sheiks who are buying these clubs, right? And they've got more. I got to be honest, they've got more money.
I think FIFA has to step in, and the English FA has to step in and do something.
And right now, it's a fashion statement. They don't give a shit.
100%.
That's the problem I have is they buy a club. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't care.
They don't care. And that's why fans get upset, and they're like, "Oh my God!" Like I'd rather see what people do with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have done with Wrexham, and take a team like that unfortunately has gone by the wayside, is in that 5th tier division, and built. You know what I mean?
That's fun to watch, but they're in it to make money as well at some point.
They are.
I mean, they're in it for the love of the game. sort of.
But they're doing it for the right reasons because they know it's turned around the town.
But this has been said for the last 20 years when all these American owners came in and bought Premiership teams. It's been said for years, oh, they're going to be here for a couple of years and it's just a fun toy. They're going to get rid of it. And now we're in 2023.
It's like playing the stock market.
And these owners are still there, or they're looking to move the club on at huge valuations, but they've successfully made the club bigger and better.
Yeah.
Okay, Villa had an American owner back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And we thought, oh, he's not going to make the club bigger or better. He's just here to make money. Mm-hmm. He did make the club bigger and better. Then he started to fail a little bit and sold it on, but he did a good job selling it on. It's happened quite a bit. Yeah. This is it, and no matter where you're from, whether you're from, if you're an Arab sheik or if you're an American business owner, it's making money, and it is a toy. These are things we can't comprehend because we're not billionaires.
But I think the funny thing is most of these guys aren't making money from these clubs. They're just, it's a side thing for them to have fun with, because most clubs in England don't really make money.
Not to the tune that people think.
MLS clubs, a few make money. I don't know in the Bundesliga how theirs are, but I feel like
they're not. In the Bundesliga, you're not making. You don't have.
You're not making a ton of money.
And you don't have ownership like this. That's not what it's done.
But you're not like $100 billion in debt or something in the Bundesliga compared to
you can't carry debt in the Bundesliga.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. Like
it's
financially makes sense.
There's not a lot of clubs in the Premiership that carry debt. They're usually owned outright by someone who has not taken money from a bank to buy their club.
Sure.
Like United, like the Glazers did for United. That's why United fans are so upset.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't believe that the Glazers actually had the money, but they still went and took a loan to buy their club, and they're still paying money back for it. It's unique. It's a unique situation. Back to United, though, boys. Nate, I think you and I are on the exact same page with United. The Glazers really have no desire to sell this club.
I don't think they do.
They don't.
They are looking for someone to do exactly what a new American investor group has come in to do. Yeah. Invest money, not have a majority ownership stake. Leave the majority ownership stake to the Glazers, but we want in because guess what, boys? In 5 or 10 years, Manchester United will actually be worth anywhere from 6 to 10 billion pounds. Right now, I don't think they are, based on
they just
the
want
sale
to catch
of the
MLS
other clubs
teams
in the league. But they
want to catch MLS teams because they're not worth as much. That's what it is.
And the MLS,
they're jealous of MLS.
Just have one.
The Glazers sold United and bought an MLS team.
The MLS did just have their first $1 billion team, the LAFC.
And LA Galaxy aren't far behind in some of those other ones.
NYFC are 650, valued at 650 without a stadium.
They're going to go up though when they build that stadium.
So that's going to go up. Again, these sports teams are going. Why are these sports teams valuations going up like this? Because of streaming rights. Because of the money. Yeah. I mean, it's just because of the money in the streaming.
Can't wait for the Glazers to sell United and them to buy an MLS team in Detroit.
Oh boy, how bad would that be?
And do it all like on a loan from the city of Detroit.
Oh God, how terrible would that be?
Like that would be the most Detroit thing ever.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I did want to. This is going to be an interesting topic. I want people to listen closely on this. Nate, you brought up national teams.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, parlaying. Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna kind of parlay this into a conversation that the three of us had in a text this week. I want people to chime in with this.
By the way, one day we should publish the texts that we have.
Oh
because
my!
There are some epic ones that we have.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some funny conversations. That actually might be. That might be something we'll do this week. Just publish some of them on random topics.
Or just live read them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good luck. And someone has to read mine with all the misspellings.
Oh, my God.
But as it's written.
I'm going to have my 7-year-old daughter.
As it's written. They have to read my misspelled text as it's written.
Maybe it should be on the wheel. We have to read stuff from the group chat.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Read Nate's. What did Nate mean in this text that he wrote?
Read the last 3 text messages from Nate Nate to the group.
What does a sandwich have to do with playing in the game? I meant center back.
I think you actually did write that one time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But something that was said this week that Nate and I just looked at each other via text and went, what? Okay, this is going to be topic for the week. Brooks, you made the statement that you would love to see Thierry Henry be the next U.S. men's national team coach.
Yes.
Did you, in fact, make that statement in the text?
I did.
And do you believe that?
I plead the fifth.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Did you have to enter into an AA type substance abuse clinic after anything?
I did not.
Were you like, what did I do? I can't believe I wrote that.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you as much time as you need to tell us why.
Why?
You tell us why you
Sell
think.
us.
Bingo.
Sell us idea.
I got to sell everyone on this idea.
You got to
okay.
sell us. You got to sell the viewers. And viewers, listen, I want your thoughts on this. Tell us, is Brooks selling you on Thierry Henry being the U.S. men's national team head coach? Brooks, take it away. Let us know why.
Before you start, I could see how having Thierry Henry play for you as a player coach for your national team would be a good idea.
Even at the age of 40, yes, or whatever. How old he is, I would say yes.
He didn't score goals. That's the thing, though, right?
Yeah,
because he can play
Absolutely.
for the USA if he's the coach.
Coach, player, yes, I'm in.
All right.
Just coaching. Go ahead, Brooks. What you got, buddy? Sell us.
So for me, so this also was brought up. I first saw on the Champions League coverage. So him and they were because he wants to get back into coaching. He wasn't brought with Roberto Martinez to Portugal. He was an assistant at the Belgian national team.
He was an assistant of the Belgian national team for several years now, I believe.
Yes.
4 to 5 years.
Yes.
Roberto Martinez did go to Portugal.
Yes.
And he has not followed him.
Correct. He's not followed him.
That's what we call that.
I think he just went with the new staff. Or, okay, hold on.
We were
sorry,
supposed
Brooks.
to let him go.
I know, I'm sorry. But I do want to
Should we just
clarify.
start at the
we
second?
don't know if Thierry Henry backed out because he has been doing a lot of pundit and commentary work, or we don't know if Roberto Martinez didn't want him going.
Yes.
But,
so
continue. Sorry about that.
so sellers for me. So this is why I believe he should be the U.S. men's national team. Number one, he's played for big time clubs and big time coaches, so he's got an interesting take on philosophy, which he could then help implement into U.S. soccer, because U.S. soccer right now is just kind of everywhere, and I think he can give them direction on what he wants to see from the youth national teams, what needs to be done in MLS Next, how can we improve in certain areas. I think he has ideas to bring to the table, and I think he can really help give U.S. soccer some type of structure, because when he's very much on TV and when he speaks, he's very adamant, he's very confident in what he does.
Okay.
And I think just he has a good persona and be a good leader for the U.S. men's national team. Okay. So his playing career and his national team career is one way. He's played in MLS, so he understands the league. He understands America.
Yep.
He understands the collegiate system, even though he may not like it.
Yep.
I don't think he really paid attention to it in Montreal, but he understands it, and he understands where some of these players come from in MLS, because he's going to deal with kids like that come out of college, have good MLS careers, and get into the national team system. Mm-hmm. So he understands the league in America from a standpoint of the youth game, the collegiate system, and MLS. Okay. And I think that is an extremely important thing to have, and we've always talked about is what we need in a men's national team coach.
Okay.
For me, also with Thierry Henry, is that he, in my opinion, with all these dual nationals that we have been fighting over for the past couple years, you can't tell me that a kid that's choosing between Mexico and the United States or Germany and the United States, we got Yunus Musa, we had to battle with him from England, he chose. There are a few kids like that I think if Thierry Henry took the job, they would say, I want to play for him, because Thierry Henry knows how good some of those players are because of his connections within the European system. You have to remember this too. having connections in the European system and knowing the kids that are dual nationals are very important to help sway them to the men's national team, which I don't think many Americans have because they've never gone over there and and a lot of them have not played over there that have been national team coaches.
All right.
Yes.
I get it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
All right.
So I just think, and overall, he will choose the best players, just like Klinsmann did. There will be political BS within the system. He will choose the best players. He will put them in the right system, and he will be able to adjust in the right system when he needs to, depending on the opponent. Now, listen, he didn't have a terrific career with Montreal, right? They made the playoffs the 1 year in the COVID because they expanded it, but I think he set that team up well for Wilfred Nancy. If all this stuff had happened with COVID, I think maybe he would have stuck maybe another year or two. Okay? But I think maybe not as a coach. He hasn't had the greatest track record, but I think with his knowledge of the game, where he's played, who he's been involved with, and honestly, he'd bring on good staff to the U.S. men's national team.
All right.
So, yes, those are my reasons.
All right. Nate, do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first as a retort to Brooks's Thierry Henry for U.S. men's national team coach?
I'm not taking any of this seriously. You wanted me to take this seriously?
Absolutely.
Oh, then I guess you can go.
I will 100%
I thought we were
go.
joking.
He wanted to fire away first in our group text. He was all over this one.
All right. So let me make sure that. All right. Thierry Henry. Let me understand this. You want to put Thierry Henry in charge of the U.S. men's national team because of his playing career and what he could bring to the table. The next 3.5 years could be the most important 3.5 years in USA soccer history. It is absolutely going to be the most important next 3.5 years in the history of this sport, in this country, because the USA, Mexico, and Canada are hosting 2026 World Cup, right?
Yes.
So we need to put the best foot forward. This could really set our country and our sport here in this country, really, really give it and blaze it and put us light years ahead of where we want to be. Thierry Henry coached at Monaco. He was there for 104 days. He had 5 wins in 20 matches. His players did not like him, and he insulted one of his opponent's grandmothers from the sidelines. Not a good look. In Montreal, 9 wins, 4 draws, 16 defeats. He does not have the experience as a manager at the national level. He doesn't have the experience at a club level. So I do not think he would bring a good staff with him. I don't think he knows how to build a correct staff. I think the next person in charge of the U.S. men's national team needs to be someone who's been in the game for 20, 30 years. And when I say in the game, in the coaching game, not just playing the game and talking as a pundit. I do not want Marcel Bielsa to be the next coach, but he's been in the game as a coach long enough to know how to set up a youth team, how to set up the reserve team, and how to set up the first team. From start to finish, he can put a staff together from the youth teams all the way up. Someone with his knowledge, someone with his tactical nous, someone with his everything. I do not want, Marcelo Bielsa as a coach, but he does have a lot of what we're looking for. I think you may be getting confused with someone like Zidane. Zidane was one of the best players in the world, probably top 10 player in the world to ever play this game. Has actually done it at the club level as a coach. Everybody, national teams, club teams, they want him as a coach. One, because he's done it as a player, but he's also done it as a coach at that level. He's proven that he can put together a staff. He can proven he can take a good team and make them a hell of a lot better and win trophies. That is the sort of ex-player I'd like to see here. But Thierry Henry, that's not it. I don't think we're even close to him. If he thinks he even has a chance at this, he needs to go have a look in the mirror because this is not a good idea. And Brooks, I know exactly where you're coming from because Thierry Henry did put out there that he wants the job. He would love to talk to the U.S. Soccer Federation about this. If they consider him for the job, we've got bigger problems, in my opinion. Nate, did I miss anything?
Oh, yeah, you missed a few things. First
Oh,
thing,
go for it.
the Zidane idea is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, no, sorry. I do not want Zidane here. That is a terrible idea. I was giving an example of why Brooks may think that a ex-former player who is at a top former player might be a good idea. Zidane, not a good idea. I don't know the answer to who becomes the next coach, by the way. I do not have that. Jim Curtin would probably be my pick at this point.
Jesse Marsh.
Ugh.
He's got a better record than Henry.
You going off record? Or are you going off?
Yeah, usually when you coach, you go off record. Generally rule of thumb. But I'm going to say this before I get into it. I know what you're saying. I don't disagree with all of it. There's some very valid points there. And maybe after this cycle, depending if he decides he wants to actually be a full-time coach versus a half-time coach and a pundit,
Sure.
okay.
Okay.
As it stands right now, what Craig said about this being the most important World Cup, I 100% agree. I've been saying this forever. I've been saying this is, this last World Cup was not the most important one. This was to prime yourself for the big show in 2026 when it's here. It's not time to screw around. It's not time to get cutesy and get someone else. I don't think he has the time and place to do a lot of things that you're talking about.
Okay.
I think after this, maybe if he, like I said, if decides he wants to actually be a coach, a permanent coach, a long-time coach, not a half-time coach and a pundit.
Sure.
Get on a team, actually produce something with a decent record, because as of right now, his record stands, I believe he has like a 20 or 30% win percentage. I'm not risking my national team success on a guy who cannot get a 50% wins in two different leagues. He has negative 30-something goals against for both teams. It's not a good look. Now, again, I think he's very new at it, and he's very young, too. I mean, if you look at it from a coaching standpoint, he's
in his 40s, right?
Yeah, I mean, he has plenty of time to do this.
Yes.
And if he wanted to do like an assistant and be part of the program that way and be a head coach somewhere else and work his way, I'd be all for it. I'd be all for it after the cycle. To me, you don't want to mess around. And you want to get the right guy in, and you want to get a guy who's gonna put the best foot forward. And I think you need to have a guy who actually has experience on a national team type level doing a tournament like this. I'm not all for bringing someone in who hasn't done this before, because it is so inherently different. And what I mean by this is actually having some type of national team within a tournament. That's my take on it, is that it's not time to get cute. You can get cute after 2026, after you have some success, but you need this to work just like how it did in the 90s and to propel this sport forward. And the only way that works is if you have success on home soil.
I think the same thing, the thing that you and I are saying the same is we need someone with experience.
Yeah,
we need someone
absolutely.
who's done
Yep.
national team coaching.
That's
We've
why
been someone who knows the American,
Yep.
who at least has a vague idea of the American
Yep.
system, the collegiate and all that good stuff. But yeah, we need someone who's
Yep.
done this in tournaments, whether it be in the Euros or the Copas or whatever it is. Yeah, agreed.
And I'm not for Marsh, and I'm not for Zidane, and I'm not for even Jim Curtin right now. And I'd put Thierry Henry in the same category as these guys haven't done it. So you need someone who's kind of done it.
Right.
And that's why there's one man only that can get this done. Actually ticks all the boxes that you want.
God.
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Jurgen Klinsmann. National team experience, club level experience. He knows the people abroad. He's familiar. He actually was for various big level clubs. Won a World Cup with his team. Has all the same experience as Thierry Henry, but has actually done it before. Klinsmann 2026. Klinsmann 2026. Klinsmann. Come on, Craig. Klinsmann.
No, I can't get on board.
Klinsmann
Can't get on board
2026.
with
Klinsmann
2026.
All right, hold on. All right.
His son Jonathan did play at Cal Berkeley as well, and I think he's the backup at LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
All right.
I watched him play
Klinsmann?
at
Or
IU.
him?
I watched his son play when he went to IU to play
But it
again.
does lead to
Klinsmann's son, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan.
It does lead to the question of, all right, Klinsmann, you and I, we've
I was
had
joking
differing
about
opinions on this, right? We've had differing opinions, but he does have experience coaching a national team and here, and he does have experience, a lot of coaching and as a player. Now, one name I think we may have thrown out in another show, another episode. What about?
Jose?
No. Finger sniffer himself.
You're
Besides all the weird things he does on the sideline, he's won a World Cup. He's won a Euro. He's won a lot of things. And he's not attached to a nation or a club at the moment. Would that be a bad idea?
The only problem was his last stint wasn't very good. He crashed out. And maybe,
I agree.
And maybe it's just that too many cycles and you crash out.
Michael Tyson says bring back Bob Bradley. I think if it was today's Bob, it would be very interesting with the caliber of players he has and how he's played ever since his journey after the national team. I think it'd be very intriguing. I don't think he wants to. I think he's happy at TFC. He's happy in both positions. Problem is Bruce is going to be Bruce. Like, Bob has changed. Bob is not Bob when he was coaching back in the early 2000s.
Oh, he was joking, by the way.
What? I would hope so. But here's what
Michael, don't do that to me.
They're going to go back to those tried. Hey, listen. It's like in college, where you're dating someone for a couple of months to a year, and then you break up with them, and you think, well, I wonder what my ex-girlfriends are doing. And you kind of hit them up a little bit and say, hey, stalk them a little bit on Facebook. Hey, what are you doing? You dating anybody? You want to do something tonight?
No one
you
ever
go
dated.
back to what was tried and true and tested. It didn't work. It doesn't work. Don't go back there. Let's look for someone new.
I've never dated anyone over like a week, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
See, I don't understand.
I believe that. I absolutely 100% believe that.
So the problem is, let's bring up what Kirk says. He says, why do we need foreign coaches to take us to the World Cup coaches? We need someone to make U.S. national team. Yeah, culture. We need our staff and front. Okay, Kirk, you gotta look at it this way. Who realistically in a domestic has coached at a big time, coached big time, done well, and I mean, it's just like Jesse Marsch has just been walking around from club to club because he's gotten lucky because his agent must know people or whatever. Greg Berhalter was not good when he was over at Hamra, whatever he was in Norway. He had the same issues. He couldn't score goals and such, and they did okay, but he had the same issues with tactics and everything. In reality, when we were talking about the men's national team a couple months ago and just like before the World Cup, Klinsmann brought in and got results and with the players he had compared to the players he probably would have now. Holy smokes, if he had the players he had now, I think it'd be very interesting. Bruce Arena battled how he battled, and Bob Bradley was a little different from Bruce, but the problem is that people don't understand with how the American system is now with developing players and us wanting to be like a Barcelona or how Spain played. That's like, we are not all of that. We are not all a high soccer IQ nation. We are athletes. We are physical. We have some technical ability. We have some speed. But there's a certain coach we have to bring in. I don't think it's a domestic one. I think it's one that's foreign, that has coached a very certain number of players, and that has had experience, like Nate said, at the national team and at the club level. And he's also been a World Cup player.
So to me, I agree with everything you said. Take the word foreign, domestic out of it. I want a guy who has experience, who's done it.
Exactly.
So who here has done it? Who's here done it?
No one in America.
You really want to trust him?
No one in America. I don't trust anyone.
So that's where you're kind of. So it's not about bringing in a foreign coach because they'll be better. I'm not. Yeah. I don't believe. I agree with you there. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is I'm not going to entrust this essentially about 3-year project that you have right now.
It is
with someone who's never done it before. Now is not the time. After, maybe. Yeah. Sure. Fine. Bring in your Jim Curtin with your Jesse Marsch back staff and the Terry Henry's or whatever. Have the three-headed awesome dragon working for you or whatever you want. Great. But this round, this time, no, it's not time to get cute.
See, the problem is, so Kirk says he wants. So he's referring to the 1980 hockey team when that beat the USSR. He wants a Herb.
God, that was forever.
He wants a Herb Brooks coach, and listen, Peralta was that guy they tried. He really wasn't that, like, it's the old American thing where we have a guy that rallies people. Like, you can only get so much.
Wasn't there some asterisks with that too? Like, I thought history was favorable because that Russian team wasn't the normal Russian team.
No, that was the normal Russian team, but they were older. But they were still really good. But soccer's a different animal. Like, it's just, I don't know. Let's be honest.
We all know hockey.
But let's be honest.
In the U.S., right?
Well, yes, but
so like that'd be the big difference.
No, but let's be honest.
Hockey made in your favorite country of Canada?
No, it wasn't. Actually, it was made in the U.S.
So
Jerk.
wait, hockey
Hold on.
was made here in the U.S., but basketball was made in Canada?
Look it up.
The
Basketball
was
sucks.
Made,
Hold on.
basketball was made in Canada?
Hold on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
Tell me what all the World Cups you got. I mean, because you guys, are older than me, and you've seen more World Cups.
Ouch.
Tell me of a team that had like an American-esque thing where they weren't the best team and they went on to win or do. I mean, maybe South Korea back when South Korea hosted. I don't think anyone expected them to go to the semifinals, right?
What was that team?
Morocco in the past World Cup.
Yeah, what was that?
Sure,
team?
but they had some talent.
Meh.
You don't think so?
Hakimi.
What year
Yeah.
was it?
I mean, they had some okay talent. It's all right.
I just don't think soccer's the sport where you have to rally someone to get some people together, because you have to look at the group of players you have,
Yep.
and I don't think a lot of them are like that. We can say they are, but I think personality-wise, they're not that, in my opinion. If they were like that, I think you could get a coach and they could do that. But
I think this is a conversation we're going to have over the next couple of weeks. I think maybe next week, if we want to come back, everybody, and have something in mind and have a coach and have an idea, or have even if they're attached or unattached to a nation or a club, that'd be a great idea to do as well. Move forward. Yeah. Nate, I know you've got to run at some point here, but do you want to do some Bundesliga real quick?
Yeah.
I would love to show the table.
Yeah.
I want to show the table, the Bundesliga table. Why don't we spend the next 5 minutes just talking about this Bundesliga table? If you guys will take notes, Bayern Munich is in number 1 spot, but
Tied.
they're tied with Borussia Dortmund and FC Union Berlin. Berlin did have, as we talked earlier, a chance today to go clear ahead in number 1, but they kind of shit the bed and they drew with Schalke. And Nate, yeah, I mean this started your weekend off really well. It started your weekend off well. You got your team a win. Finally,
Greatest
Stuttgart.
manager alive.
Greatest
No one's
manager
ever spoken bad about this guy.
No.
No, but honestly, Stuttgart had a very good win against Cologne.
Yep.
The 3-0. I'm just going to point out that the 2 players that I said, why aren't you playing these guys? Why aren't you playing Cialis at forward and Mavropanos at center back? Why are you screwing around? Guess who started? Cialis is forward. Mavropanos at center back. 3-0 to Cologne. What the hell? Mm-hmm. And that was my annoyance, was you're getting cute when you don't need to be getting cute and you need to be grinding out points here. So, yep, it was a much-needed win because they go and they have to play Schalke next week. And that's a must-win if you ask me, because you need to beat that team in order to get 3 points and get towards, I want to say it was 24-25. Like, no team gets relegated if they're around 24-25, historically speaking. Somewhere around there.
Is that the mark?
Yeah, it's like 20 years. It's mid to high 20s.
Okay, because
usually you're out.
In the Premiership, we know it to be the 40-point mark.
Yeah.
If you get to 40 points in the Premiership, you are going to be safe for the season. So it's about the 25 to 26 mark in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, so they are on 19 points. So they're 6 points away. They just got to win let's say 2.5 games. You win 2 more games, draw 1, you'll get to that 25-point mark.
You'll be around 15th. So you'll be safe.
That's okay.
So that's a must-win. They got to win that game because the next week Munich's coming to town, and that's a safe one to bet on.
Well, Munich, as we know. But Munich really flopped. I went and put money on them when they were down 1-0.
Oh, you should have called me. I would have told you no.
I mean, when I say put money on them, I meant $3.
Because
they went plus money because they were down a man and down a goal, and I think it was plus 474.
Yeah.
So they did tie it up. So I went,
you know me,
$12 here.
You know me with fouls, and Nagelsmann is claiming that McKenna did not foul him. No one would have called it.
I have not seen the replay of that. I do need to see it.
Last man back, he clearly pulled and tugged him down from behind.
Deserved a red card.
He absolutely does. And you know me, I'm very lenient with cards.
Very lenient
what
with cards.
I took 2 looks at that and said, yeah, you can't do that. Like, he was alone on the goalkeeper. Up McKenna comes in from behind. It wasn't dangerous, but it was clearly done to try to prevent a goal-scoring opportunity, which... Last defender back. If you prevent a goal-scoring opportunity, what is that?
You're a red card.
That's
walker.
a red card,
Yep.
and especially from behind. And yeah, he grabbed and pulled and tugged him a little bit, and yeah, the rest was history there. And so he's out a few games, which might help these other teams because they do have some defensive injuries. And maybe we'll see the one and only Daley Blind finally make his appearance.
Oh, that's right.
They did sign him as a backup.
He was signed as a backup on loan for free.
Not anymore.
I'm sorry,
You're
for free.
starting, buddy.
Yeah, he's going to get thrown in there. And now you've got kind of an older guy in the back there who's not quite an up-a-condo. That could be an interesting...
And guess who they're playing next?
You tell me. I don't know who. Dortmund.
Nope. No, I wish, because that would be a good match.
I'd say that would be a hell of a matchup, wouldn't it?
Union Berlin comes to town. So
right.
first, second, tied are
that
playing.
next weekend?
That's next weekend. That's Sunday, February 26th. The only problem is Union's hosting Ajax that Thursday. So Munich's off. You know, they're not playing the Champions League, so that's an advantage there. So at least Union doesn't have to travel. Ajax is coming to them. But it is a short turnaround week for them, and Union does not have the depth that some of these teams have, where I kind of hope they focus more on the league versus trying to beat Ajax, personally speaking. They're also in the Pokal.
This has got to be one of the best title races in all of Europe
Not
at the
since
moment.
1992.
In all of Europe.
Not since 1992, 93 I read, has the top of the table looked like this, where you have first, second, third tied on 43 points.
Wow.
Fourth place, Freiburg, 3 points back at 40. Fifth place, 5 points back at 39. No.
Oh,
4
sorry,
points. 4 points back.
Yep.
If they tied, and then 5 points back. Frankfurt. It is absolutely anyone's game. 6 through 1. We asked the
It's like an MLS table.
Yeah, we asked the fans. I think whether or not United was considered in a title race at third, 6 points behind. By the way, they're not. And you're looking at sixth, 6 points, 5 points behind out of first.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely insane. Dortmund hasn't lost a single match since coming back from World Cup break. They are on fire, and Munich seems to be struggling like hell because all their players went to the World Cup, and every one of them are tired, sore, and injured, and banged up now.
Yeah, that World Cup, as enjoyable as it was for all of us, we all said, "Wow, what a great World Cup!" We said this. You wait, come March. In April, these players are going to start dropping like flies. Not only are they going to start making dumb mistakes because they're mentally tired, their bodies are going to start breaking down. I think that's what we're seeing. And you're right. Bayern Munich, who almost had almost every single one of their players fly off and play in the World Cup, even if they didn't play in all the games, they were training, they were there.
They had all their players.
Yes.
Then they lost their starting goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Then they, So
Manuel Neuer with a broken leg. They bring in Jan Sommer, who, by the way, someone on the Facebook group said he could be the best goalkeeper at the club, and I said I'd still take Manuel Neuer even with a broken leg. But anyway, you're not wrong, Nate. You're not wrong.
So it'll be interesting. The Pokal schedule was released, which was interesting to look at. Going off memory, I believe Leipzig's playing Munich. I'll pull it up here in a second. I know I posted it. The only interesting point, the only interesting part that really is great for me and any other Stuttgart fan is that we're playing Nuremberg. Nuremberg, who is 15th in Division 2. So out of all the other
I have
teams,
a jersey of them.
Yes, out of all the other teams that are playing in the last 8, if you will,
Get the
all of them
easiest
are in the
opponent.
first division except
for the
one
one
team,
team.
and we were able to draw them. And
just don't lose to them.
Well, hopefully we won't. So
Don't pull a Villa and lose to Stevenage 92.
They were second
position.
place in the League 2, Craig. That's not bad.
Yeah. So
92 positions below.
I have it here.
It happens.
Yeah.
Leipzig will be playing. Leipzig, who's
This
fifth,
is the Pokal.
The
Pokal
Pokal.
Cup, just FYI for
It will
everybody.
be in April. Leipzig, who's fifth, will be playing Dortmund, who's currently sitting first/second. Bayern is playing Freiburg, who's fourth. Frankfurt, who's sixth, is playing Union. So all the top teams, basically, top 6 teams are playing each other, which is great to see. And then you have Stuttgart versus Nuremberg, right? 14th playing the second division, 13th team.
Wow.
Hell yeah,
Wow.
baby.
Wow.
Boy, did we dodge that bullet. Riding that train, because I'd rather play any
Yeah,
of
wait
you
till the
guys.
game's over.
Say what?
Yeah, wait till the game's been played.
Yeah, this is true.
You
Yeah,
never
don't
know.
count
You
those
never
chickens.
know.
He
One of
was
those
so
eggs have
happy
been
about it.
hatched.
Look what happened to
You never
him.
know, but you
Yeah.
want to put money? You want to put money on, like, if you had to bet one of these,
Trust
like,
me.
everyone wants that
Yeah.
Nuremberg.
Don't count those chickens before the eggs have hatched.
Wrexham
because-
almost beat Sheffield United. They took out Coventry. I mean,
But
how
here's
many?
the difference,
They did.
guys. Stuttgart's doing equally as shitty. So it's not like you're going, hey, this team's doing great. They're world beaters. No. Stuttgart's been laying shit left and right. So you have shit on top.
Yeah.
Stuttgart could be. Nuremberg's probably going, hey, we're playing Stuttgart. Ah, fuck yeah. Hey, that's great. Stuttgart's going, hey. We're the underdogs. They could be the underdogs in this game. It's a month away.
word.
They'll lose to Schalke and they'll be sitting like in
my
relegation zone.
Oh, Nate and Stuttgart. Yeah, world champions.
World beaters, baby.
Beaters.
Yes.
All right, boys. I do want to quickly show everybody a quick little video of Next Level Training. Again, thank you to Next Level Training being such good friends of us here at We Are Soccer. And again, big congratulations to Aaron Bird, good buddy of ours here. Hall of Fame, U of D Mercy. Well done, Aaron. We're going to show you a quick little video here, and then we'll be right back.
Change tempo, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Get side on touch. Play, see it, yes.
Brooks, we're at our Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh,
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin, you know that.
Huh? Oh,
Mannequin.
oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. All right, we're going to do some of our favorite segments now. We're going to do Team of the Week, and then we're going to do MLS updates. We got some jerseys we're going to talk about. The MLS released a bunch of their jerseys this week. We're going to go through. I think we picked out 5, 10, 12 of them, something like that. We'll show you some of their favorites. We'll show you some of the ones we like, we don't like, whatever. But before we get to that, then we're going to do EPL. Everybody can see me cry because Aston Villa lost in a very harsh way. We're going to do Team of the Week. This week's We Are Soccer and Michigan Soccer Central Team of the Week is Rapid City FC. Rapid City FC. They play in the Major League Indoor Soccer League, the MLISL. MISL is what they call it, the Major League Indoor Soccer League.
Yep.
They, this past week, won 11-5 winners over Cleveland. Cleveland in first place in the division. Rapid City are in second place. Currently sit second place in the division. And this is only the first year in existence. They have a goal difference of plus 34. I've watched a lot of the highlights of Rapid City FC. Man, what an awesome, fun team it is to watch. So this nomination for Team of the Week came from someone internal. We had several of us who've watched the team over the course of the past couple of weeks, and we decided that maybe it was time to give Rapid City FC the Team of the Week nomination, and they beat out some of the other nominations we had. So congratulations, Rapid City FC, for being the We Are Soccer, a Michigan Soccer Central Team of the Week. Brooks, I know, you know someone who set up this club.
Oh, we both do.
Yeah.
Michigan State grad Lewis Stevens.
Lewis Stevens,
They've
good
known-
dude, man, good dude. We're going to
Yes.
talk to him soon, hopefully.
Yes.
But this is fun. He's been wanting to set up a team for a while, and this is what he's come up with, and it is fun to watch, and hopefully they grow. They do play in the Metro Detroit area against the Waza team, so hopefully if anybody is in the Metro Detroit area in the next couple of weeks when they play, please go and watch them. It is fun soccer, correct?
Yeah, no, it's good. And, I mean, I've kind of followed, like, the other league, the MASL, the Major Arena Soccer League. I mean, these indoor soccer leagues are really interesting because it's boarded and, you know, you get goals off, you get, pinging balls off the back and then guys rebound it and it's a small, it's really interesting. It's different style of soccer. Early in the MLS days, a lot of the pros would play indoor and outdoor soccer to make a soccer living. So yeah, I encourage, go watch your local soccer, go support, if you're out in Grand Rapids, go support Lewis and Rapid City FC. I know he puts his whole body and soul into that club, and he wants to keep expanding and doing more in that community, and he's very involved in the soccer community in Grand Rapids. So go support Rapid City and any other indoor soccer teams around you.
Exactly. And Lewis Stevens, go green. Former Michigan State player and alum. All right. If you have a team that you know of that deserves to be the We Are Soccer Michigan Soccer Central Team of the Week, nominate them. Find us on any of the social channels. Send us an email, tag us, mention us, whatever. Let us know, and we will put them up for nomination. All right, guys. You like my merch? New hoodie? It's a hoodie. This can be found on our website, wearesoccer.show. Yeah, man, this is cool. Hopefully you guys like it. I love it. This is not going to be available forever. This is limited edition. This will be taken off soon. So go get them while they last. Go get them while it's hot. This is, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to buy myself another one as well. Get another one and wear it around town. I don't think I'm going to take this thing off. It's really comfortable. I love it. All right. Let's do MLS jerseys. This past week, Major League Soccer and all the teams in it decided to release jerseys. They got some awesome jerseys, some that, man, I really want to go out and buy them, and some I just want to go, nope, not going to do it. So why don't we jump in? We got several we've picked we'd like to talk about. First one, Portland Timbers.
Yeah, so I think it's very Portland-esque with the plaid.
The plaid, yeah. I love the plaid. I love it. It's kind of understated, but man, it's really cool little design there. I like it.
Yeah, and it kind of
Adidas, yep.
and it goes well with the last year they did the Rose City one, that kind of the pink one. So Portland typically does a lot of jerseys that are very representative of the city and their history as a club back in the old USL days. So this is very, very much Portland Timbers-esque, and it's simple, but it's got the little design in there, and everyone loves the the green jersey from Portland.
You know
it's
what
always
we're
a
gonna
seller.
do, Brooks? We're each gonna give them a rating out of 10.
All right.
All right. So what do you give this out of 10? A 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. What are you giving this out of 10?
I have this one an 8.
I'm inclined to go an 8 as well. I like it. I would wear it.
Yes.
Especially if I was a Portland Timbers fan and I lived in Portland, I would wear it. I would buy it. This is a nice little design. I like it.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Agreed.
All right, next on the list, LA Galaxy. All right. This one confuses me. If I was walking down the street and I didn't see the LA Galaxy, or now I know everybody knows that Herbalife Nutrition is their sponsor,
Yes.
I would think this is a Cameroon jersey.
Yeah.
This is
Or like
definitely
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
But this is Cameroon-esque to me.
Yeah.
Personally, not a fan. Not a fan of the collar, how big and thick it is. Just doesn't represent. I really like the clean white jersey that they have. This does not do it for me. But what about yourself?
I think what LA Galaxy tend to do is, I like the one last year where they kind of went back to the original MLS with the stripe was black and green.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of trying to do a little bit of that, but
I think they missed the mark.
Yeah, and LA, the Galaxy have technically done a little new. They've kind of they do like historical stuff. I don't mind it. Like, it's not the worst one. It's different from the other ones.
Sure.
Would it be my first one to wear? Probably not. I mean, I think I'd give this one a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go actually give this one like a 4. Yeah. I think it's terrible. I just do not like it at all. Yeah. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, onwards. All right, we zoomed in a little bit on this one. This is Philadelphia. I don't mind it. I don't know if I'd wear it. What are your thoughts?
So Philly, this is replacing like the bright yellow and blue one. I think they had they had fans design, and they kind of said, hey, do a drawing contest. I don't know if they did the same thing with this one. Okay. But they kind of, hey, like, do a contest and we'll pick one that a fan drew. And, that was a hit. Like, everyone liked the color. It started to sell. They had some like other gear made from that bright, that yellow and blue. I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's, the Thomas logo is a little interesting.
Yeah.
In there, because they're not the Bilbao or Bilbao or whatever they were the previous years. I like the little snake on there instead of their crest.
I'm just not a fan of things like, I want to see the crest.
Yeah.
If the Villa you know what? I say that if the Villa came out with just the lion in that spot, I might think. At first, I was gonna say no. I don't think I'd like it. But now that I'm actually saying it, I actually might like it. But I don't. Just the crest. I gotta see the crest somewhere.
Sure. That's very original. To me, I think again a 6. Maybe I'd buy it. I'm not too crazy about it.
I'm gonna go 5. I got 5 out of 10 for the Philadelphia Union's jersey this year. All right, next one. This is the pretty cool one. The next one, Nashville, just plain black.
Johnny Cash.
Yes, the Johnny Cash shirt.
Yes.
Right? It's the tribute to Johnny Cash.
Yes.
It's silver. I really like it. I'm a huge fan of this one. This is one I'd probably buy and wear.
Yes, I think it's simple. Do I kind of want a little more from it? Probably. But, I think I'd buy this one. I think I would give this one just below the Timbers one. I think I'll give it a 7.
All right, I'm going to go a little different. I'm going 9 on this one.
Oh, wow.
Really like the all black and the silver, the all silver as well. So I'm going to go 9 out of 10 on this one. All right, DC United. These like rosebuds? What is this coming
Cherry
off?
blossoms.
Cherry blossoms.
Which is very common in the DC area.
Is it?
Yes.
I've been to DC several times, and I didn't even know that.
Yes.
So it's based off of cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
You probably can't tell, but it is kind of pink, right? It's not like an overstated pink. It's
Correct.
just like an undertone.
It's not
pink.
like the Portland pink. It's very undertone. Yeah.
All right. What are your thoughts on this? What are you giving this out of 10, buddy?
I think people have always said that DC have always should have done this.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a little different. I don't know. Maybe they need to be more central. I don't like how they're kind of off to the side and around, the logo. Maybe they could intertwine that a little bit more. And I think I'll go with the 6 for this one.
Okay. I do like this one. It almost feels. No, I don't want to say that. You know what I don't like about this jersey? How freaking large
logo
the sponsor's
XTC.
logo is. I do not like that. But
an NFT company. I'm surprised they're still around.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But you know what? It is what it is. I do like this one. I'll probably go 7 out of 10.
Okay.
For DC United. All right, Dallas. It's FC Dallas. I think this is called like Baby Burn or something like that.
Yes,
is that what they call this?
This is a throwback back to when they were the Dallas Burn before they were
that's
FC
right.
Dallas.
So why is the Baby Burn? What's that all about?
I don't know, but
okay.
I don't like this one. I don't like they didn't do this well.
So what's the green in there? Like the fire flames is
that's like the fire and flames back because they were green and red. They were all in black. Those were their colors. I don't like it. I think they really missed on this one. This is one of the ones I'm like, I'm not sure in the white logo. Like the traditional red and blue that they always were doing were good, but I think they whiffed on this one.
Agreed. So what are you giving it out of 10 there, my friend?
A 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Holy crap, a 1. You really don't like this.
Yes.
All right, I was going to go 5 out of 10, but oh my gosh, FC Dallas, take note here. Brooks gave you a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, onwards.
I want to burn that jersey.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Colorado. All right, Colorado Rapids. Big departure from their normal colors, but here we go.
Yes.
I don't mind it. Abstract. What you thinking on this one?
So this one behind it is for like mental health awareness. And I think people that buy jerseys, I think it goes to mental health awareness.
So some of the profits from this go to.
I believe so.
That's gonna help my rating on this one.
Yeah, and I believe so. I think they have to just double check some of the people to research it, but I think it is going to. I like it. It's different, unique. It's not the same colors as the Rabbits have been before. I do. I like it. I like the difference of this. And Colorado kind of does those outgoing jerseys. Not just their purple and blue all the time. They always do a little different.
I like the maroon one they had the other year.
Yes.
They really do that nice.
Yeah.
But this is really nice. I think the UC Health is understated, the logo a little bit. I love that some of the profits from this are going to help mental health.
Yes.
I think it's a really nice design. What are we doing out of 10 here?
I like I'd wear this one. I give it an 8.
Give it an 8?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 9.
Okay.
I would have given it an 8, but now that I know it goes, some of the profits are going to help mental health issues, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. So very nice. Seattle. Now this, from what I understand, is a little bit of a tribute to Bruce Lee, correct?
I believe so.
So this is actually very nice. I like the yellow in contrast with the red and the dark red and the tones in there. Very nice. Nicely done. This is unique, man. I got to be honest, before we jump in and talk about this one, it's going to throw me off this year when I tune in to watch teams.
I know.
And if I can't see the names of the team in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to be like, who is that? Who's playing? And I don't understand.
So I'll read the description. So every team kind of does something. Yep. So 50 years after his untimely death, the kit honors a legend with deep Seattle roots. I didn't know he's from Seattle, by the way, Bruce Lee. I had no clue.
Neither did I.
And a shared commitment to harmony, self-expression, inclusion, and action. Details include the sunbeam yellow accents with the dragon design, as well as Bruce Lee's official signature and the Bruce Lee core symbol, yin, yang, and traditional characters.
Whoa.
So Seattle did like the Jimi Hendrix one last year, the purple one a few years ago. I like how they kind of really incorporate their culture into their jerseys. I think that's a very important part of the club. So this is a 10 for me.
10?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Coming for a guy that worked for Portland, I know, right?
Yeah, this is true. I really do like this. I'm debating between an 8 and a 9. I'm going to go 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. I do like it, though. I love the tribute and the explanation behind it. So very nice. Very well done, Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte. This is Charlotte FC. All right. Not the best picture I've found here of them, but you can see that it's got pink and it's got purple, and they got this nice blue that they're using as well. That's their typical color. It's got Allied. Very big sponsor. Again, I'm really getting annoyed with how big these sponsors are becoming, but it's the norm in the world of soccer. It's nice. It's clean. I do like the collar. Take a look at that. Very nice little thin collar there. I'm a fan. I'll be honest. I'm going to jump ahead of you, Brooks, here. I'm going to go. I really think this is a 9 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
I really like it. What's your thoughts?
Simple. I like the colors. They're different. You know, if you want to sell a jersey, especially in MLS, they're not bland. They stand out. For me, it's an 8.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah. It's nice and clean. Definitely. Good scores from both of us there. All right. Next on the list, St. Louis. Welcome to the MLS, St. Louis. By the way, I do like their badge, their crest. It's
I
nice.
do.
I
do.
This is nice. This kind of gives me a Fulham feel, or almost.
Is this their home or away jersey? Because they have 2 jerseys this year because they're entering in. They have the red one, which I think is their home, and I think this may be their away.
The away jersey, I believe.
Yeah.
I do like this. I like the thin lines, the pinstripe.
Yeah.
It's the collar's nice. The sleeves are really nice. The colors are beautiful. It pops. I would buy this one, and I put this on the Facebook, but I cannot stand how high up the Purina sponsored logo is. I do not like how big it is. It overtakes the entire thing for me. But I got to be honest, if I got to start removing the sponsorship, I go 8.5 on this out of 10. It is very nice.
Yeah.
Brooks, what says you, buddy?
Yeah. I like this one actually better than the red one.
Yeah.
I would buy this one. Definitely, I think go with you 8. The sponsor's a little big for me, but I do like it's a little different with the stripes, the thinner stripes. So 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Like, why Purina? Purina's like a dog and a cat food, man.
Yes.
Like, I get it. You can't turn down sponsorship stuff, but good Lord. It was like NYFCFC that had the dude wipes on their...
That was on the arm sleeve,
That was on the arm. I loved their jersey and actually considered buying the jersey, except for they had dude wipes on the sleeve, and I said, I'm out. Not even close am I doing that. Anyway, all right. Next on the list is Minnesota, and this is by far my favorite of the lot. I am really a big fan of this jersey. It is the Northern Lights jersey. It is beautiful for me. I love the logo. The Target logo, the sponsorship logo is understated a little bit. I love it. Really nice collar, really nice sleeves, great colors, very well thought out in my opinion. So I got to be honest, this is probably the only one I'm going to give out of our list here, 10 out of a 10. Yeah. So here's what I got.
For me, I love the colors. I love the differentiation. I like how the loon, like their crest, kind of is just kind of it stands out, but it's not too standoutish. It kind of blends in. Mm-hmm. The Target logo is great. The only thing I don't like is going down the jersey. They didn't really finish anything with that. I wish it was, half of the jersey can't just be like that. It's got to go down a little more.
What about if they hadn't have made it white? What about if you see how it fades?
Yeah.
It fades from the colors, the blue and the pink and purple kind of fade to black and then to white. What if they'd kept that black? What if they'd kept that all black and no white? Yeah. I think that would have looked a lot nicer.
Yeah, agreed. So for me, it's a 9 out of 10 because I just don't like the bottom half of it.
I'm going to, now that you've pointed it out, I can't unsee it. And I would really like to know what it would look like if it was black. I would love to buy this jersey, except for I don't buy things that are white because I have small children and I am a bit of a small child myself. And if I buy something that's white, I'll put a dirty mark on it and it'll be ruined forever. So I can never wear it because it's dirty. But I really do like this jersey. I think it's a great looking jersey. All right, guys, boys, girls.
Oh, and into Chicago's?
I did not have Chicago's in here.
Okay.
Shoot, I must have forgot that.
That's okay. That one,
you know what?
That reminds me of a carnival.
Next week.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more. We'll do the rest of them next week.
Yeah.
Why
MLS
not?
kicks off next week, so we can do the rest of them next week.
Yeah.
I do want to know, out of the list, out of the ones we showed there, what's your guys' favorite? What ones do you like? The Brooks gave a 10 out of 10 on one jersey. I gave a 10 out of 10 on one jersey. Let us know which city and shirt you liked the most. Yeah. Let us know in those comments.
Kirk likes Seattle. He wasn't crazy about the Philly one. He said probably you need, the crest or something, or Liberty Bell or whatever. The snake thing is just a thing that's part of the don't tread on me, or that's what they do. So
I'd love to know if the people if you had to buy one, if we forced you to buy one, which would it be? Mine's going to be still that Minnesota United one. Yeah. And then if I force you to buy one piece of clothing, make sure you buy this. I'm just kidding. This is for sale. You can find it on the Facebook group. You can find it on the Facebook page. You can also find it on wearesoccer.show, our website in the shop. We've got a lot of other good things in there. I know our friend Wheaties Fanatic bought one of these. He just messaged in and said how awesome he loves it.
Yes.
Brooks, I know you have one in the back of your chair.
I do.
We've had a lot of people actually reach out to us and say how much they like this.
I think Michael Tyson bought one.
Did he? I don't think he did.
I thought he was going to.
He was going to. He didn't.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of people reach out and say how cool this is. And yeah, man, it's one of my favorite pieces of merch that I now own. All right. We are getting late in the show. We got a couple minutes left. I do want to quickly run through let's show some of the tables. Let's show the Bundesliga table real quick. Barcelona head up the Bundesliga table. We all made fun of Barcelona earlier in the year.
La Liga table, not Bundesliga.
Oh, I'm sorry. La Liga. Sorry,
Yeah.
La Liga. Yep. We all made fun of Barcelona early in the year for spending so much money or being so much money in debt and not being able to register players. But I tell you what, they've been playing phenomenal. 17 out of 22 games, they've kept a clean sheet. 17 out of 22 games, they've kept a clean sheet. Are you kidding me? They've scored 45 goals this year. They've let in 7.
Wow.
They've let in 7 goals in 22 games. That is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. La Liga. You guys are just... I'm sorry, your league's falling apart because Barcelona is running it and they weren't even able to register half their players.
Yeah.
So there's the La Liga table. Real Madrid got a lot of catching up to do. It's not going to happen. We should just hand Barcelona the title. Now, congratulations. Here's that Bundesliga table again, as we talked about earlier. Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, FC Berlin, FC Union Berlin, all tied at first spot. The top 5 teams are all within 5 points of first spot. What a fun finale to the season that's going to be as we run up. All right, here's everybody's favorite table. Yeah, everybody's favorite table. All right, Arsenal, I'm telling you right now, Arsenal are a different team this year. What a beast of a team. They are beating the pants out of Manchester City, in my opinion, for most entertaining and clubs I want to see win this title. Manchester City have faltered when people didn't think they would. We thought they'd run away with it this year. They have not. Arsenal right now, after 23 games played, have 17 wins. This is championship caliber soccer. They are doing really well. Man City, 2 points behind in second, and then 5 points behind are Man United, who won today. They clobbered Leicester City. What an absolute tear Marcus Rashford has been on for Manchester United. Again, cannot stand Manchester United, but they have played well. Erik ten Hag has that team moving in the right direction. And I know, Man United fans, I know you don't want to say that you're in a title race. You are 5 points out. 5 points. Arsenal are not going to win every game from here on out. There's still a lot of games left. There's 15 games left. There's still a lot of games. They will drop a few points here and there. Man United have a chance. I do not think they will win, though. I will say they've got a chance because there's a lot more parity in the league than there ever has been. But Man United is just not as deep as they need to be, in my opinion. We'll go back to the table real quick. Yep. Tottenham Hotspur pick up a much-needed victory today. They move into 4th ahead of Newcastle, who lost yesterday to Liverpool. Liverpool picking up a very much-needed win and climbing to 8th. Chelsea still down in 10th with 31 points. Aston Villa, oh boy. Villa were leading twice against Arsenal at home yesterday. But Arsenal, like I said, this is a different team this year. They came back and deservedly won. Every time Arsenal had the ball, I felt like they could score. They are just different. Villa down in 11th. Villa just need to put a couple of wins together. The goal right now for Villa is just to get into the top half of the table. Just get into the top 10. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. Crystal Palace doing all right. Nottingham Forest pick up a point today yesterday against Man City, drawing 1-1. Congratulations to them. I think they're going to escape relegation. Southampton picking up very much needed 3 points at the bottom of the table against Chelsea. As we saw, they're beating them 1-0. A James Ward-Prowse free kick. They get up to 18 points. Still last on the table. Leeds. Oh boy. Still don't have a manager. They got a caretaker manager. They lost to Everton. So Leeds sit at 19th on 19 points. West Ham. David Moyes, I think you're going to be let go. I think you're going to be gone probably I got to be honest, I think you'll be let go tomorrow, Monday. You lost today to Tottenham 2-0 and did not put up a fight. Just not good enough. You're going to be gone. People are calling for your head. West Ham United are too big of a club and have too big of a stadium to be relegated to the Championship. You're going to be gone. You're going to find a new manager. You're going to find a Bielsa. You're going to find a Big Sam. You're going to find a, maybe, hell, he might even be a Jesse Marsch, someone with a different voice, someone to come into the end of the year and save you. I think that will happen, though. I think someone with a new voice will come in, and I think it will give them a little bit of a bump up the table. I don't see Bournemouth picking up too many more points. So for me, I think Southampton, Leeds, and Bournemouth do get relegated. West Ham and Everton will find their way out. Everton, with that Sean Dyche bump, has helped. They picked up very much needed 3 points against Leeds. Leeds against now. They're up to 16th. I think they find a way. I think West Ham, Everton, Wolverhampton climb this board, the table here, and they find points. I'm going to officially say goodbye to Southampton, goodbye to Leeds, and goodbye to Bournemouth. That's my prediction to the end of the year. Long way to go, though. Lots of games still to be played, as we can see. But a lot of it can happen. A lot of competition, a lot of stuff to happen. But this table is really shaken out. We can see the top four where they're going to be. Right, the top three that pretty much cemented their place: Arsenal, Man City, Man United. I don't see that changing. That fourth spot, though, Tottenham, Newcastle are really going to battle it out. I don't see Fulham or Brighton Hove Albion really, definitely not Brighton Hove Albion. I don't see them contending. I think it's that fourth spot's between Newcastle and Tottenham. And in the end, I see Tottenham. I think Tottenham kind of grab that out and pull it. So there's your top four, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Brooks, anything else you wanted to talk about this week? Anything else on your list that we had? Obviously, we talked about the jerseys. Talked about. You know what? Why don't we talk about real quick about this?
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's something funny happening. We'll get back into a little MLS here. Something funny happening over at LA Galaxy. I kind of want to read this. LA Galaxy fans right now are boycotting the club. There are 5 major supporters groups out there in the LA Galaxy. They do not like the Galaxy president, Chris Klein, and the technical director, Jovan Karofsky. I want to read real quick, so apologize for looking down. The team's primary supporters groups, the LA Riot Squad, the Angel City Brigade, the Galaxicans, the Galaxy Outlaws, and the Ghost Ultras Galaxy. God knows why they have so many major supporters groups, but they do.
They all do.
5 big supporters groups there are in revolt. They're all together, by the way. There might be 5 different groups, but they're all in this together. They're all in revolt over the continued presence of Galaxy president Chris Klein and technical director Jovan Karofsky, the 2 common threads in the Galaxy's epic downfall since last winning an MLS Cup in 2014. So it has been 9 years. The groups have threatened to boycott matches until the 2 are gone. The Galaxy have officially come out in response to this and said, we're okay with that. We think it'll just solve itself. We're not letting these 2 go. They're part of our club, part of who we are. We're going to keep them in place. You do not get to dictate who we hire and fire. We're leaving them in place. Ticket sales are up. Season ticket sales are up. We're leaving this. We're going to let it kind of ride its way out, and just hopefully you'll come back. The Galaxy, the groups here, the supporters groups have said they plan on going into these games and making it as quiet as possible. They're going to stay silent instead of banging a drum and singing and doing all that. Brooks, do you see that happening? Do you see them going in there and not support? I couldn't imagine going into my ground and not singing and chanting.
I mean, the Fire supporter groups have, with the
they've done this
turnover and everything. Yeah. I mean, they've not shown up to the game, and only certain supporters groups have. And don't forget, the LA Galaxy also have with Pavone the sanction they have. They can't buy players, I believe, for the first window here. They have to wait till the summer window.
This was due to these 2 guys, Klein and Karofsky, I believe. Yeah. They were at fault, and they were...
Because Pavone was the DP, and they got rid of... it was a whole huge story, and Greg Vanney is actually like...
That's right, he's been suspended.
No, Greg Vanney hasn't. Greg Vanney has taken... Chris Klein has been suspended. Greg Vanny has taken over for Chris interim. I think they called a CFO or something, or he's been in the interim for this, which I think Greg Vanny was as well at TFC. That he actually had a coach / sporting director, CFO kind of job. So, listen, Chris Klein has been there for a while. Chris Klein's an IU grad, IU men's soccer. There's a lot of guys from that program that have played in the past that are within, organizations and coaching places and whatnot. And listen, this is a results-oriented business. And if the fans feel like they haven't performed the standards of what the LA Galaxy were when Donovan and Robbie Keane and Beckham were playing and everyone, they have a right to do this. And, they have a right. But I just think, as much as a supporter, you want to say that this is how it goes. This isn't, you don't dictate what's going to happen with these guys. This has to come from the upper management and see, to get rid of these guys.
But this is how you make change to the club, and good luck to them.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to me that you have 5 separate supporters groups, major supporters groups, and they're going to be boycotting the games.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching. Very much appreciate it. Do us a favor. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share, do what you got to do. Help us out. We appreciate it. Again, please, also, big thank you to all of our friends who help with the show. Viewers, friends, give them a like as well. Please go to the Soccer World page. Go to the Next Level Training page on all their social channels. Go to superfanpacks.com. Sign up for that newsletter. Please, all these friends of ours that help us on this show, we want to show them some love. So if you can do that, we'd appreciate it. Also, no matter where you get your podcast from, leave us a 5-star rating. Leave us a comment, whether it's good or bad. We love it. Appreciate it. Leave comments as well. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what you didn't like about our show. Let us know what you loved about the show. Nate wasn't here for the last 30 minutes. Is that good or bad? Let us know. Let Nate know. He brings some fire sometimes, and it's fun. Again, thank you for everybody for watching. Brooks, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Another week.
Just one thing I have to add. US U17s play Guatemala Tuesday night, 8 p.m. I think Fox Sports 2 they're on.
Yep.
If you guys want to tune into that game, if you guys have been keeping track of the US U17s, that's the quarterfinals. If they win that, they then qualify for the U17 World Cup, which would be another big time thing for our younger age groups to do. So
Tuesday night, follow along. We need those boys
8 p.m.
to win. Yeah, 8 p.m. Fox Sports 2.
Yep.
We need those boys to win so they can qualify for the next World Cup for U17s. Brooks, that'll do us for the day.
Yes.
Appreciate it, man. We will see everybody next week, and we are going to have some exciting news next week. So be sure to tune in then.
Cheers.